You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the final edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. Apologies for that glitch they will get earlier. And inside this Breakfast Show today, we get plenty issues there where we can discuss, but different things that will happen recently, especially with camp and legal matter them. We can discuss all of the issues then they, and we already bring the program come to you this Friday morning. Mina Khadija Bangora.
And Mina Mebel Kaba, good morning. Today na Friday, the 26th day of September 2025. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show, as soon as just heard from Khadija, we can look at topics of public interest, where don't they go around, and we can hear the legal perspective of some of the issues here. And also a lot of issues they outside right now in the public domain, where a lot of people want a clear and better understanding on. We make this edition of the Breakfast Show today among the things that we can talk about, where they look at the issue we get for do with creation of new localities them in a Freetown, and also one other popular topic when developing story where we don't begin for look at when the suspension of the Supreme Court Judge Justice Holloway. We can look at this and plenty other issues them where I believe say plenty pa una want forget legal perspective we go una a clear understanding on the issues here where don't they go on. Now that's what we look at this morning.
Well, for help we talk more, but there are issues there, especially where camp and legal matters there. We can always look for bringing experts them. We get better understanding for analyze the issues, for let una save the general public go understand. As we all know, Liberty TV, one of the main things they move there for as a media platform, and for make sure say we bring stories of public interest, and that's we don't they do. Well, if you don't they follow this BNTM, especially through the social media, you go notice say plenty thing them don't they happen happen at the judiciary. We don't they see various letters them don't they come out, and the only people them we go able to interpret some of them concern there where they inside them various letters there. So now somebody we get background on the law, and now somebody we don't be a legal practitioner for a very long time. A lot of people that know him for be a human rights activist, and also it don't they raise in voice on issues them we get for do with the Constitution. Well, at the studio this morning, one for welcome Augustine Sorie-Sengbe Marrah Esquire. He also as a legal practitioner, but also he wear the hat of the president for Lawyer Society. He can't talk more, but then respond in terms of the objection where they make for the division of Freetown. If you see yesterday, Lawyer Society pulled a press release, Usai then states the objection them. But we go talk that later. But Augustine Sorie-Sengbe Marrah don't they talk about several things them we get for do with the law and safe. Now somebody we don't they talk about service delivery, and one of the area we don't they write about, we don't they talk about through in various social media platforms them now electricity. Up till now, after several years, if you now follow the yesterday edition of the Breakfast Show, we talk about Mission 300. The director of communication at EDSA try for explain how this go develop the electricity situation at the country. He talk about the benefits them, but one question where we left with tonight yesterday. Now if with all them grants there, their money there, then loan there, with the country they get, it reflects on the lives of the people, because service delivery and corruption are one way can box so many projects them we can come from international donors. We go discuss all of them after the day this morning. Good morning, Mr. Marrah.
Good morning, Khadija Mabel.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and I think really need for comment on your style on our outfits. It's a proper Friday dresses. All
right. We don't tell viewers them. You know one person way for a very long time you don't comment on several issues, and one of the major things that we don't question about in the area of service delivery. We see the last time you take on it, sir, and things don't get better. It's obvious, and we don't see you say salon. We see President Bio the handover guy compact we sign for Mission 300, although we not able for a rate from the energy sector lead, but try for get the communications person from EDSA we explain say this not so until you get for take too long. And for with all the infrastructures that they don't lay with this Mission 300, I believe say the energy crisis where the country they struggle with it will get better. You hopeful?
I think in a possible not get quite a lot of optimism we can to say union leaders them. I say this because I'm no one for appear as if I not like we good things any kind of salon, but don't be a boku eye sounding promises. We be feel like just when SLPP government take power in 2018. Things them for don't dramatically change. By the promises that will be early. It's 7 years on. I mean, not to say that if they get it now, they're not for deliver, but the fact of the matter is, I don't think anybody will be optimistic, because this current regime has had 7 good years. Not to now for the talk about Mission 300 or Compact 300. I don't know the specifics of that compact. But I also know that MCC, for example, a good chunk of MCC will be dedicated towards energy. And I think, say, if all the unnecessary things that with the SLPP government we don't focus on, if not energy, nobody may sit down and focus and do their work, we would not be here by now. Where they run businesses, we know, but how the fluctuations in voltage, for example, light business, there's so many appliances and equipment where EDSA don't bluff by people, including houses that we don't burn. So what you reading here, we take that with a bit of caution. For so there is, fantastic sums. But how then they translate for change infrastructure, it's a different conversation altogether. So we welcome this news as good, loving, good citizens. Anytime we hear good news, we go gladly. But always we remember we leaders them. We not get quite enough show that capacity there for take good things them and roll them out in a manner we not political. Right? And energy energy transformation, they get for affect everybody in life. And that make we are reading news is welcoming. You know, say Newman at the top, KKYD at the top, a lot of other players they know change at the energy sector. We hope this was, you know, my expectation when President Bio take power. Say if I don't focus on one sector and solve them for you once and for all. Right? But unfortunately, we look back, free quality education, you know, the least said the better. The least said the better. Energy, waste time, 7 years on, now they talk about compact 300, right? Which is not bad, but we they take them with a note of caution. Because we can hear all them fantastic songs, the least we can hear now, na corruption, and then mismanagement, and then bad governance. So yes, it's welcoming as people already experience low voltage, power cuts, blackouts, brownouts, and all that. But at the end of the day, we get our leadership capacity for handle that sum of money and deliver for everybody in a manner where the least citizen, that the rural community, go be electrified.
Question, but if they are at the end of the day, Salon get the capacity of the one that we go really handle and deliver for the people, and like so many other people might share the same view of that you yonde. But one big question again, where other people don't they ask, like you say, 7 years down the line, the time where President Bio come na power, where it be take a U-turn, introduce young crop of people in governance. So many people be they think like, all right, maybe then crop of old people will be know, perhaps not they not be able for deliver because perhaps they not be understand the dynamics and the needs of the people at that time because their own time be they fade away. How you go describe the new crop of people where President Bio bring in governance? Because if you say governance, in as much as he's the man on top, but people and then are the different parastatals, ministries, departments and agencies we're supposed for deliver.
Absolutely.
How you go describe the delivery?
I think Semina possibly get very high note of hopes. And with the current crop of young leaders. And by the way, we have to commend President Bio. It takes extraordinary grace for let's see a bunch of young folks we give them really critical positions. Right? And it will be unfair for let's use one brush and then paint all of them. But at the end of the day, they get what they call collective responsibility. So even if you get somebody, for example, within a foreign affairs where they do well, if you get somebody else within another sector where they do well, you go rub off on all. So what they say, now the fact that this new crop of young leaders then fall absolutely below expectations. Because me you two expectation are that with all the tools that we'll get now in the modern age, then young people for use them tools and accelerate development. So what the older folks could have achieved in 2 years, the younger folks could achieve in 6 months. But we don't see like a different narrative altogether.
Is that the problem seen for the? Is it that then they miss the point in terms of experience when not they, or not just like how some of them can say, when you there outside, you know, they know until you come into them, then you go see people, they become conflicts of interest in terms of serving your party or serving the people.
That's the point. That's the point, maybe. People get into government and they become more political than even the political leader. That is exactly the problem. Not to like say people are within a government don't understand the problems so they face so, but the first challenge we then get now that always in they put up political interest above any other thing. And once you get political interest, now you go, for example, decide who you appoint to whatever position. So you go see somebody who is very, very competent, but you remember say, you know, they're not my party. I would rather go appoint somebody when they're not my party, where you know self deep down on your heart say this person is not competent at all. But because they serve your party agenda, you go end up for appointing a critical position. Like when you say the president here, you know the all side. So if you appoint you, for example, you dey na education, right? The expectation is now you for bring now competent people they assemble in them na education for deliver on the president's vision. But because they're young leaders them, then don't become more political than the older folks. The other day, one very old politician, they share with me. He said, times before now, they all been the SLPP than the APC. He said, but they mean get something where they agree on. When have been the core set of minimums. Nowadays, we not get. Nowadays, the line between the red and the green then so drawn that if young leader hold power, want nothing to do with the red guys. The red guys themselves get their own position, want nothing to do with the green guys. So with that perspective, they will then take her into governance. It means that they're not going to deliver because always then they look for the party interest above the people's interest. And at that they don't happen with young leaders. And then obviously we can't shy away from the issue of corruption. Right? When they're older folks them in there, the amenities of the world not me boku. Now the distractions boku, right, comes with a corresponding price. So we see say the corruption they accelerate, right? Even though we get all the agencies the way they don't deploy in states for fight corruption, but we see say now just a theater now of corruption being played out so dramatically. So this is where we find ourselves. And I'm disappointed in the young crop of leaders because our hopes 7 years ago, now that president placing bets on una for accelerate development. You get things like DSTI. Only 7 years on, we were able to turn back and say, now we export technological gadgets.
Would this be deliberate from the side or they not get free hands for deliver?
No, I think we can disagree a lot with President Bio. But I'll tell you that he has given that freedom and liberty to young people and for call many shots. Many shots, including, some senior minister where they give, co-head of DSTI and other senior position. So these people can drive change in a manner that we have not seen before. But we have not seen that. What we've seen are them petty political things and then involving. Petty political rhetorics. Eye-sounding promises will not mean anything. So people need to get off all them pettiness and put the country interest at top.
Augustine, people don't they follow you advocacy journey go clearly understand say all of these things where you talk now they don't new.
Yes.
Now things them way you don't talk now issues them we don't discuss from the days of where una been formed the Renaissance movement. And some of them people there una be in the Renaissance movement, una they call out some of their issues there. Then a leadership position today. Then a positions them where then go able to drive this change where they talk about. All anything they will be they talk about during the days where Renaissance movement be active. Now they reverse some of them they do now with their old leadership position.
Yes, I like the word the reverse. Far opposite the ideals that will be envisioned and the ideals that will agree on paper. So these are the ideals that we for guide everybody we go into government. Unfortunately, Shakespeare say, no art no day for able to see a man's intention on his face. The most brilliant genius, no able to know it in the you hate. So some people, during the days of Renaissance, some people may look for opportunity for catapulting themselves into positions. Some other people, when I get a good list of good names, where they don't focus na bin salon, right? So quite clearly, where SLPP kind governments, oppositions were available. Some of them occupy very high senior strategic positions in government, right? Unfortunately, their ideals will be agreed on, not follow people into governance. Because if people really follow the Renaissance ideals, will be the preach, will be the espouse, will be the share, we say we committed to, this country for don't be a change nation. Because the first thing where they precede development na change. Otherwise, you can't give it skyscrapers, but if we not get a change mentality, we'll tear them down. So what we wanted was a changed society. So where development they come, where lights they come, person they see, they see transformer near themselves. Talk less of stealing, whatever gadgets, then are the transformer. So we wanted a change mindset. So we think say leaders then and then they drive then change them. Somebody they, for example, a Ministry of Agriculture, it get Renaissance ideals, people and see them quite clearly, it inspires citizens for change. I don't tell people and say people and they grab their money and change so no more. You put people in at the best of democracies, now Iceland, for example, you put them in a bad governance system, then self they become bad citizens. Because humans, we get, we forget the tendency there for be brutal, for be dishonest, for be evil, for be lawless. So now only we get leaders the way they chisel we in a manner for put we together, now they become good citizens. I always tell people, like, pull the worst of we today, he carry go in a system where they work, it need take 1 week, that person they conform. There's no need for begum. Because every system is designed for let you conform. We have not created that system. We have created a political system where only the benefit few people within a government and give access to resources to their friends and allies. That's a dangerous society that we have built. And nobody not seem for back down from that trend.
Augustine, I know say it's been a while, don't delve too much into Renaissance movement. But this time movement, the trend will not be emerge. A lot of Sierra Leoneans, especially visionary one, them when they envision this country for by now we're not good in a situation where you come on work for gonna you see the one day flights day. Absolutely. You're not able to turn the shower, forget a proper shower. Absolutely. And the tend they wanna be emerge or to fierce advocacy, leading protest, calling citizens say when I wear black Chloe march to work because of then they wanna believe say things not be there upon the right way.
Absolutely.
Now a lot of una don't go into politics, don't get political position. Now they the dream of Renaissance die. Many people believe that say where the young people there we go call out politician them we know they do the right thing for the country. The young people there don't turn politician then now they do all political position. And some of them, they do worse than what they talk about.
Absolutely. I agree with you. And I agree. I think it's a shame that, we form a movement and we whet the appetite of citizens. Maybe they hope, say, well, maybe, just maybe, they're a young group of people and they can't change salon. And so 2018, where APC regime was kicked out of power, the expectation was then young people we don't tell you all their high-sounding promises. Lord can give them now positions so that they can change Sierra Leone. 7 years on, we still get in conversation. 7 years on, we still talk about lights, but water, but education and all the crises where they happen in education and agriculture and all them sectors in there. I don't think say 7 years on we forget in conversation. We would be perhaps we will not engage in conversations about how we now for maybe modify the development way then they roll out in leaps and bounds. But now we get conversations are all in deficits here. So it's a shame, I have to admit, because me now one party 4 people that we've been formed. Me now one party people that writes down the ideology for the movement. It's a shame. But not everybody don't betray that cause. We still get a group of people where we all scattered about, but we still get a common bond of Renaissance. The movement has failed, but the ideal will live on. We know how Papa God can do. Something and they get crisis in the movement, but I can do for bring people away na the good folks when are the remnants of the movement, right? Bring them together and spark that change they would don't talk about. Because we want a country where, Mabel, I want to see a country where young people would sit in cabinets and say, no, Pa, I don't believe in the decision. Because Mohamed Sorie-Fona, he was 30-something years. He was made Minister of Finance. He resigned from Sheki. Then go put trees in Paran and kill her. Bash Taki was journalist. He was also in the 30s. He disagreed with dictator then Sheki. Then put trees in Paran and kill her. These were young people. We get good examples of young people. We don't give them life for this country. So bad apples not for define the character of young people.
Outside the problem might one day we make we see the reverse of the ideology where initially when have been set on a movement for where you self don't accept it, the movement has failed because they don't put to test most of our members them where the public be they expect say with those names better for don't they by this time. Outside then they miss some.
Okay, so I have to admit, so also miss some. Now waiting have been one of the critical conversations we had. The three other people. Initially, I did not want people who were already in a political party for joining the movement. So we had a long back and forth with the three other people. But unfortunately for me, they were in the majority. And the simple argument now that Marrah, if we exclude people already in our political parties, we know we'll get membership. Because if you buy like 80-90% people, they all don't belong. So if we say we want really build a nationwide movement where we know they pull from the existing political party, it means another 10% neutral, the normal, will go able to get from. Where means say we're not going to ever go. Right? So, myself turn over in my mind, ideologically, and say, okay, I agree, say, within the political party, get some good apples. How do we pluck those good apples, bring them a renaissance, indoctrinate them, and then send them back as missionaries for good change?
Is it possible for fixed salon with any kind of mindset where certain people can get, like you say, there is no way for them to look at you based on what they see outside and determine, say, this one, are able to join this movement and we fix salon? Is it possible?
It's possible because in Singapore, for example, in the 1960s, Lee Kuan Yew come Oxford, you go back to in country, they were in abject poverty. Salome, they thrive past Singapore. Abject. The man watch and say, no, it's not possible. Yeah, with the changer. And by the way, Singapore not getting any resources. The only thing that Singapore has is an organized society. So the man sell an organized society to the rest of the world from a third world country now they're in a first world country. No resource. The only thing they do, they just provide law and order, predictability. So if you go Singapore, the only thing they give you now that if they say this your paper and they sign them in 2 hours, I let rain come, tender strike, you get paper in 2 hours. Nothing on the change. Nobody need change. So that's the only thing they are selling to the world. Right? But unlike salon, what we don't get now a situation outside people them and I have to admit. So also we get it wrong now that we allow people them within them political parties and therefore infiltrate the movement. And unfortunately, some of the leaders of the movement, and I all know apologies for this, some of the leaders of the movement not being sincere. They may have a political desire. And by the way, no wrong for anybody belong to any political party.
You just have been sending them political party as agents them.
No. So it was the reverse. So the one they recruit, we indoctrinate, we send them. So the leaders, we've been expecting leaders, then carry the ideals. They don't need any preaching.
People be hopeful, say, on a revive the movement.
We revive the ideals, not the movement. The movement, now we register, it's dead. We revive the ideals.
But then same people are not going to see as opposition to their own political interest they now, looking at how fierce have been in on advocacy.
I think they will, especially because most of them now don't get so much resources of state. This should be a collective resource, but unfortunately, we notice now, say, some people spectacularly don't, get access to resources of state. So naturally, they go on for deploy them tools and they for fetch. But, appetite and deploy all kinds of tools against Mandela them, with all the state's paraphernalia. But consistency and devotion to truth, they always strive over evil. I say, weeping may endure not for a night, but the joy and the truth, they come in the morning. So then people who don't choose the wrong side of history on the Renaissance, one day get for calm, where they all get for be ashamed. And the true ideals of Renaissance go rise. And we go deliver this country by the grace of God. It's possible, Mabel. It's possible that we can change this country in 5 years. It's possible.
We'll not say you not care for any
success.
But it's good because now our movement done the way disappoint a lot of Sierra Leoneans. And if you not be one of the faces them, it's good to just get in conversation there today. Now we can out to the judiciary.
Yeah.
Another institution we don't left plenty questions that cities in their mind. Yes, the hopes of the judiciary be done they good on, but with the current things that now where they happen, you see a judge they cry for justice.
Yes, justice crying for justice.
Yes, so make plenty people they ask where are we going as a nation, Augustine?
I think Khadija with the judiciary now, if you be like that picking where we always they gather for talk bots or talk pan or gather like family meeting where always na one person say this family meeting we don't call them back home for Kade or etc. Let me say this, and I say this not just as a lawyer. Me as somebody who not only study human rights, I study also democratization in Africa. So I'm a democracy expert. I understand these things. And I want to let them bring 2.something billion compact mission, whatever. If you not get strong judiciary, you're pouring water on the duck's back. Judiciary, another institution of governance where they all team together. Unfortunately, we own judiciary don't refuse for evolve. Right? I mean, most of the institutions after the war, then try small, right? But we own judiciary, FIBA like say, he don't decide for be the sick man of the nation. That institution we don't say, in continuously they disappoint the people of Sierra Leone, continuously. Mabel, I can always say, are you able to test an institution whether that institution they work? If they say you get court case, you wake up money, you at court, it means say that institution they get problem. If they call in a police, you at court, it means say that institution they get problem. If they call in a police, you're excited for go because say if I go to police and they treat me right, then they give me justice, then they hold me and detain me unnecessarily, it means say that institution they don't involve. Every time I get clients where get case na court, then first reaction are that I don't want to go na court, I don't want court business. We can't create an institution where FIBA like saying a monster, where you mention and I don't want nothing to do with the court. No. So once you have that situation, it means that institution inherently get problem.
But how will reach here?
Unfortunately, if we go back to TRC documents, all the way to the judiciary, Bashaki them, Fona, Fona them, Mina them, see all instances where the judiciary sit down theatrically, organize something we call trial, execute people. So judiciary don't carry them blood them na their hand for so many years. The only way they can redeem themselves now for choose to be righteous now. Now for choose for do right. Because otherwise then they continue in this whole journey, right, of disappointing the citizens of this country. Then blood their way they cry against judiciary. Not go stop for cry. Then I mean they will get case where then they go keep them case 7, 8 years, 10 years. Then they cry in a net. So then they open surahs and they read surahs. Judges and therefore be afraid, and therefore be aware. Say for let you sit down on people and disputes. Now sacred role. Now role where they reserve for people that are the best of best in society. Judges should be aware. Say the role where they carry. Now role where na Papa God no more na the judge. So on earth, then are representatives of Papa God. So now role where they're not for play. They're not for sit down at people in case for far too long. It's not correct. So the judiciary don't become an institution where we always grab and meet and complain about and talk about. I wish one day, and that's what I said during the special court, the special court be organized legacy conference. I said that. I said, they like it today, Sierra Leone judiciary now for export good practices across the world. We are the special courts, state-of-the-art infrastructure, proceedings top notch. Where all them practices them. As a young boy, when I completed law school, the first I was na special court as an intern, office of the registrar. So I see all the good practices, chancellor in trial, etc., etc. I see them all interacted with the lawyers. Good practices. Where all them practice them? Just across New England. Now building no more the left for we then can go all the good practices. We work in a special court, they call it people who are going, then they go and take pictures. Because I'm in fine place. Now saw the courtroom for day. We get case you for be excited, say they go and say, well, then give me justice. But we don't have that. It's sad. And with the number of lawyers the way they come out now, in hundreds, we for also get a corresponding effect on justice. Because the more people you get, the more justice you forget. Unfortunately, the more we get, the less justice we experience. And I say this from my heart. I'm a lawyer, I go to court every day of my life. Every day of my life. People and they say, why are you afraid? And then judge they appear before you bread and butter, then the mortar say na Papa God in multi-day. Not then are human beings. Human where they grab today evaporates tomorrow. No.
Let me take this issue where currently they go on with the suspension of this Supreme Court judge, yes, Justice Holloway. How you go describe all waiting don't come public? They're in a public domain now. The discussion they on, different people get different interpretations as to waiting they happen. But you as a legal practitioner, how you go describe the whole situation around this?
Let me say this, and I'll say this also because the Lawyer Society, when they heard, we don't take a position. Initially, when the issue came at the forum of social media in August, what we do out of courtesy to the Chief Justice, we write a private letter. For say who self don't see this communication on social media, kindly respond in writing so we self can get your own side of the story. Because sometimes maybe somebody will come on and do yala, something I been the offender self. So sometimes in law, I mean not sometimes, all the time in law, them teach we say for you the other side. So we write one letter, we understand say the CJ not been there, so we write another letter to the Chief Justice as well. Unfortunately, the second letter reach, no acknowledgement, no response, we see a suspension. So we said, okay, well, this man complained in a letter, you know, how at the end of the day, this man now we been on complaint, now they end up for suspend. So as a society, we took a position that that was wrong. We call on the president for reverse the suspension and let them investigate the man in complaint. You don't complain the Chief Justice. Say they bully him, they intimidate her, they take files from him, etc., etc. But maybe also in that letter, if anybody taking time read that the Supreme Court judge, and by the way, now the most senior, apart from the Chief Justice, the oldest in terms of practice, now the Supreme Court. If you read the letter, you understand really the state of the judiciary. This is a Supreme Court judge. Now they complain violation of human rights. Now they complain bullying. Now they complain marginalization. Now they complain unlawful withholding of his salary. Where they tell you, say, if this man will sit down at the highest court of the land, they complain, imagine now, them poor litigants, we not get, then say, that cow will not get tail. We not get tail, we they not get tail. So imagine them poor litigants where they go sit down at courtroom, not be anybody, just sit down no more in the hope of justice. This man will sit down at the highest court. In law, we just look at the Supreme Court, say, the only side where they above and heaven. So this man will sit down there, a non-turn lawyer for over 40 years or over 30 years plus. If this man, they cry and they complain, but all length here, imagine now the state of justice, right? This now imagine almost say always he's saying not true, right? And by the way, the society not take a position on whether waiting Justice Holloway is saying not true against the Chief Justice. No, we have not taken that position. We just say when I investigate the man in complaint, where somebody can complain when I hear him, now so institution they grow.
But then say he missed the whole procedure of complaining. The other day we been get the official spokesman of the Judiciary, Moses. No. We say he missed the Moses, whole process.
No. You know, most of the process is laid out in the Constitution. And by the way, the very commission where the man for complain, Now the Chief Justice and the commission, and he complain against the Chief Justice, he get him, right? Well, assuming, say, let me assume for a split second, say he puts the complaint on social media, where you know for don't do, right? You know mean say the man not get complaint. Sometimes when them bully you, you don't even choose the appropriateness of how you for complain, right? Sometimes you go shout to the complaint. That don't mean say you not get complaint. We'll say, okay, well, don't leave very small, Lord listen you complain. Or pull on a social media, Lord can see, Lord listen you complain. You know mean say now we go Allah or you publish on social media, you don't turn the bad person. No. We also understand say people them when they suffer trauma, victims they react differently. Some man when they do them bad, they talk, they shut down. Some man when they do them bad, they shout, they holler. So if we understand say we come off from the war done 20 years, but then trauma then they linger. So the way they react to problems, so we forgive accommodation to people them. If somebody don't complain about bad, if he can't shout, if he can't scream, you know go take him scream and shout now he say, okay, we'll investigate you because you can't scream when you complain. No. We think it's unfair.
Aside Justice Holloway in your letter yesterday, we come out, also he complain about his salary. Another letter again come out with an open letter to His Excellency President from Justice Finn.
Yes.
How do you connect them to letter then?
Okay, I think Justice Finn in your letter and give you a lot of perspective because now that room day where that deliberation may take place for refer the matter to President for suspender, nobody know what happened. So we'll put out a press release, we just condemn the decision. We never even look into how the decision was reached. So this man will be sit down inside like a shrine, will be know how all the ceremony pass and come on and say, hey, pa, not correct so the way we do this ceremony. This na pussy when I inside we sit down there. Where even during when they perform the ceremony and say, no, not pour the libation this way, not put the candle under. This person come on and say, they wanna perform that ceremony not correct. He said, done, and only can talk now, I be don't talk inside there. Wanna be the do and say, no, this is not to the procedure. He said, no, this man will get the complaint against you, not go sit down on top the case back. Now you don't complain, now you don't sit down on top of the case. So Justice Finn in letter, and by the way, we get for commend people we get the courage for speak up. I know the sacrifice system and the high cost of speaking up. I know sitting here. My friends say no. Some people are what they disclose so they know. So every time a judge, when not to Chief Justice come out and disagree with the Chief Justice, it means that judge is courageous. But it also means that judge understand an oath. Because when judge and they appoint and they swear to an oath, say then go serve them conscience and then God. Justice Finn and type, they understand that oath and the importance of the oath. They understand, say, them first service now to God and the Constitution. So anytime when they see, say, the Constitution is violated, Justice Finn, not just on this occasion. I remember, and by the way, Salon is an interesting country. Because when them bad here, they happen over and over, we can smile. Because some of them, previous times, we've been on the complaint about many things. Where Justice Edwards, they remove and they appoint Justice Bramak. Me and one person we go on Twitter and say the appointments, the procedure where they appoint Justice Bramak was wrong. Justice Finn and other person will be right back say wrong. And by the way, if anybody sabi me history with Justice Edwards, you would know. He called one emergency meeting one day, say they will pull me license for practice. But when they remove them, I spoke, say the way they remove them and they wrong. People like say, but this man not your enemy, not for supposed to be your enemy, now they don't pull now. Now you for the lead the jubilation and say, I don't work like that, sir. I work for the Constitution, I don't work for human being or against human being. No, it's a law I am concerned about. I'm not concerned about human being. You and God now get talk. I left you to God. So everybody expected, say, oh, man, I'm not for talk for Justice Edwards, so because and always been get a tussle, Chief Justice we want for make them pull the license for practice. But when they remove them, I spoke Justice Finn. Another person said very right and say the procedure was wrong. Oh. So similarly, in this case, the courage where Justice Finn don't show, now something where other judges and for pick up. Because sometimes the judiciary, the executive arm of government don't so conscript them that the only way for free himself, that the people away bimben and judge them, and then for stand up now for their own rights and demand their own independence. Judicial independence, not to state house get for give on a silver platter. Judicial independence, sometimes the judge and get for demand. I give you an example. In Pakistan, the president grab one day sacking Chief Justice. Fine, okay. He called the other man for appointment. Chief Justice, the man said, sir, no vacancy, no day. He said, wait up, he said, because the way he sacked the man, not correct. So vacancy, no day. He called other person, he said, sir, no vacancy, no day. Call other person, he said, sir, no vacancy, no day. The next moment, the judge and come out them protest. So now you know man see judges and they protest. In England, judges and they wear their robe and everything, then they protest. Let judges march na state avenue. Let them on any issue. And I talk about this issue now. Change go Canada this country dramatically. Because state house they afraid say, if judge where anything happen at they go to, if they don't protest on an issue, they would hurriedly comply. So waiting me they see from Justice Finn, taking the cue from Justice Finn, other judges therefore come out and demand the independence of the judiciary. Correct.
If possible, that judges then come out, because this is a society where you go see hypocrisy boku.
Yes.
So man go even in a corner, they tell you the facts, but for come out and say I'm to the public, speak truth to power, it takes few people who get the mind for do that.
I think judge them. Once they sit down and court case between people, I don't think any other mind passed that one day. So the other day somebody they asked me one for turn judge. I said, that work there, the freedom. For like court case between two people, some man, when you see court in case, some man they go and also die. So it's an important job. I said, the freedom work there. Now work where, now you and God get for team up. So if you get mind turn judge, you also get mind, if you get mind turn judge for right judgment, decide people and destinies forever. You forget mind, if president do bad, you forget mind for puts on paper, say, no, it's not correct. President, you don't violate this. President, you don't breach this. Or the executive arm of government or minister, what have you. So I think, say, the courage for them judges them, where they don't see this trend, not just on this issue now, not just on this issue, other issues, for come out. Because once they do so, and understand all the illegal theories about judges not being activists, etc., no. Other countries like Kenya, the president, they complain, say the judge, and they do too much now. So when see president can't complain judge, it means say the work where the judiciary do stellar. And other countries, they don't pick up. Other countries, them. Malawi, for example, a few years ago, they rule say the president is sitting president, not be win election. They rule against them. So other countries, and they pick up. Maybe Justice Finn, they spark a revolution. We'll go see Boku judge and come out and say, this independence hold or waits for donkey years. Now they can't take them.
Augustine, Justice Finn in open letter we write to President Bill expose a lot of things.
A lot of things, yes.
The way how things forbid happen, it not happen.
Absolutely.
So now that the letter in a public, although not to the president right what do you expect from President Bill?
No, I think what you expect from the Attorney General. The Attorney General is part of Judicial Legal Service Commission. And for the Attorney General, and by the way, I don't know whether the Attorney General is sitting at that meeting day because again representative. So sometimes you not be no attending any rep. But I expect that the Attorney General forget a word with the President. So the President has been ill-advised. For like get a word and say, pa, all the facts don't come down at the fore. Send this issue back to Judicial Legal Service Commission. Let them ask the CJ for step aside. Let them investigate Justice Allowing complaint. Believe you me, the way they handle some unnecessary drama in this continent, the wahala they. Justice Allowing, all these ingredients should have been handled. Nobody know for don't know. Nobody know for don't know. Even if you disagree with Justice Allowing, say that in letter not for don't kind of social media, the judiciary for don't call senior judges them, see don't part this matter, they resolve them. Then put out a short statement, say the issue has been resolved. All parties are happy now. Nobody know for don't know. But again, Khadija and Mabel, we get a country where they major on unnecessary things. Our law fight over whether they get high-speed train, they come up from western area, they go up in the north. Our law fight over whether we they get, you know, digital schools that we get access to digital tools them. I want una call in a radio now for them here. We self don't tire. We self don't tire for they can't talk about electricity. We talk say minister not do this, president not do this. No. We want for can debates now artificial intelligence. We want for can debates now say salon non-ton hub. Usai people and they can buy goods, agricultural produce them. We don't want for talk say salon non-ton hub now for cocaine, non-ton hub for kush. No. We want for left a beautiful country, give we picking them. But politicians, they know they make this work easier for we. If you balance, the more we they talk, the more then they get worse. The more then they get worse. The more the country they go bien. The more the country they go bien.
The judiciary issue really say this discussion are one way they not they talk about again because the investigation they go on. But if they not reverse this decision, like the open letter way Justice Findo writes the president, if really they not investigate the allegations them where the suspended judge make against the CJ, what are some of the dangers them where this they come with? If in suspension continue and perhaps reach a point where they lay them off.
And Mabel, I think in terms of the dangers, we live in the danger area. Mind you, Lara Taylor Pierce, the same protection we then give judge, and then give the auditor general. And one senior lawyer who represents Lara Taylor Pierce, just Roland Wright, he may sound that caution in a court. Mr. Wright he say this same protection we then give now. He say if we allow the executive arm of government get away with them, as them done with Lara, so then they come for now. You not take safe. Less than 2 years, then they don't come for judges then now. So every time we sound this alarm, mind you, where them is sack Sam Sumana during the 2015, maybe spark a protest. I mean, spark that protest day. You know, I may organize all them placards where them is. I may organize, I may write all them catchphrases and they. Single-handedly, because something for let's change kind of society, you get for be a little radical. So we also mean sound alarm. Say if we allow una confirm supreme executive authority for President Kuruma, other president they use them more. You not take safe. Now President Biokam, President Biodo use supreme executive authority by a number of dismissals. We access against supreme executive authority. Not to maybe in Teo. Now on a Supreme Court. So the judiciary get a responsibility for undo a lot of harm we be done do to this country. Then get a sacred responsibility for go ask for forgiveness from God. They don't betray this country. They don't fall short of the standards prescribed by the Constitution. Then get for go ask for atonement and begin do right. Maybe it's Justice Finn, now don't spark the revolution. But one forgets a judiciary way for able to stand up to the executive and the legislative arm of government. Now then we study law for. Now then we become lawyer for resist illegal action, for check on constitutional action, and for speak truth to power.
Augustine, some of them things here where they happen today. Some of them don't talk about.
A long time ago.
Civil society activists they don't talk about, and some might even suffer. They lock up because it say the two then 10 then day. People in the queue see one video be go viral, step on the tables, na courts because you will feel say the wrong things then they happen, and with waiting don't begin happen to judges then now. You think say some of them think then they with civil society activists they cap the Fatuma and they call out the judiciary, lawyer they queue. We don't see judge then now they come they cry for justice. So waiting they happen now being vindicated sooner then telling them.
I think that I mean me personally you know they wait for say I told you so. You know, I told you so. And by the way, what people don't know, now this Justice Holloway that we're talking about, I mean signed me a warrant of arrest in 2020. I mean signed the warrant. We then put me in a dock for send me down per day my own. One per the judge we been sit down. Why I do this work, I tell people I don't carry grudge. Because even your enemy when they do them bad, and that's my position. Even my enemy when they do them bad, I speak for them. Because my own devotion, my own call, not to people, not to cause. So even if you happen with somebody who been doing bad, it doesn't matter. Once they offend, I will speak up. than my own position. But I know the pan and so I've been telling you, I've been come prove you now, say you were wrong 5 years ago. No, I'm not petty. I'm not a petty person. I believe in causes. I believe, say, even something in the worst of circumstances, something in a revolution they come safe. In the most unlikely person. Maybe if now that judge, maybe I'm just, hazarding a guess. Maybe if now that judge would say if you don't get more lawyers in commons, more judges, something just sallow it. Maybe you get good relationship with many people, maybe. Right? But the fact of the matter is, even if regardless of Justice Alloway's own personal circumstances, if a wrong is done, it is done. We have to call out. And I don't me pardon and know me for I say my own commitments now to cause, not to people. Right? So yes, it's good that all issues here they come to fore. Abdul Fatuma raised a lot of concern on the judiciary, back and forth, etc., etc. So for let get an insider now can complain, but all them things here say then they remove file from etc., etc. It means say the judiciary needs a lot of reforms. I don't say the Attorney General they look at a number of reforms, but reforms themselves sometimes, and if you pass them, you not get people will get the mentality for roll out reforms. Because it becomes
the same one way we don't bring a lot of reforms under in leadership.
Well, when I speak to I think the CJNPR a lot of times rather than. I mean, when you talk to somebody in media and PR team, they would always sound good and great. Yeah.
So if you talk to the CJ, what you advise and for do at this moment with all the allegations and where around them? I
think, Justice Commander, all due respect to him, now, when he was appointed, I get a one-on-one with members of the Lawyers Society. We go pay courtesy call to him. We pledge with support. We so will support you in this office. We not go disrupt, not necessarily criticize you, etc., etc. My expectation are that Justice Commander for focus on reforming the judiciary and making sure that all personal matters are settled quietly. So the alala around the judiciary don't boku. Justice Commander for ensure say personal matters them is settled. And when you're a leader, sometimes you get some people away. Maybe they look at you say a big person is person. So all lentin and they sometimes go talk to you like I feel like a big person. If you're a leader, you get for also get that courage there for able for relate to the people away older and senior in the profession, but they like it today, God don't bless you for put you ahead. And they say appointment and promotion they come up from God. So if you get that courage there for able to take older and senior people along. Because
ego they at play all of this really happen.
The problem we get a profession with a seniority profession, seniority and all thing. But obviously in the Supreme Court now Uda they recommend to presidents for appointments and it's on CJ. Right? Once you done 20 years in practice, which by the way, October they make me 16, so I get 4 more years for qualify. So go to pray for me. I'm just joking. So the way you relate to other people will feel like say then senior for you far away. Or some people will think say I even teach you in a school, but God don't bless you today for give position. The way you relate to them, the way you take them along, the way you interact with them, you go a long way for letting themselves come and say, this Bobo and get in this position, but the way they respect me, I like in business. So you carry them along, and then, so me your advice to Justice Commander, let's settle all personal matters and quietly, and let's focus on reforming the judiciary. At the end of the day, let's work now, speak. To some people away sometimes they're not even glad for the appointment. Let's speak to them. Let them turn around and say, this fellow, he's done quite a good job that, even we're not been too excited, we're all now on board. Because waiting and they go happen, you go now the major, you go now focus on the major and then minimize all the distractions here.
If also they can't talk about the position owner yesterday in the open letter owner right to the Honorable Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs. But quickly, how you could describe the states where the Sierra Leone judiciary dey presently, with all what you don't talk about this morning?
I think, to be honest, the judiciary has a lot of work to be done. Unfortunately, it continues to be an institution where they inspire so much hope, no confidence, no faith. In fact, every time we then say, every time when somebody offend and say, well, can we go court? It means say the person they say, can we go to that institution one us in a buff case on a waste time, right? People are waiting call courts and for afraid, but now we then call courts, people are worried and anxious, and they not get so much respect. So, like what you say, the hope and confidence in judiciary, from where it take north, one day stop, it just say go down south, sorry. We hope say one day that south journey go stop, judiciary go, turn and then come up a little. Unfortunately, we are not there. Anybody who sit on a radio and say the judiciary we don't change, etc., etc., it's not correct. It's not. I go to court every time. Long adjournment, then they deliver rulings and judgment on time. Still, right? There's a lot. I mean, the PR, they know they practice law. I practice law on a daily basis. I own a law firm, so I understand things and it pass anybody. Anybody who sit on a radio and say judiciary don't change, we don't reform them. No. They get plans for reform them. And they have had these plans for over 10 years. We not see it. Would they practice? Would they before judges every day? We not see it. They judge them, the judiciary, they need for do better. They need for deliver. We need for look at the judicial institution of this country and say we hope na yanda ide. We know say for all the politicians they mess up, we go to the judiciary then go put them at them place. But we don't have that. We get unfortunately judiciary feel like they collude with the other arms of government for disappointing the people of Sierra Leone. And I will no apologies for saying this.
All right, let me talk now about this open letter we on a write yesterday to the Honorable Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, who say put on a opposition on the creation of multiple localities in the western area in Freetown and save the western area rural. By the way, because we know so we for talk to you on this, I reach out to the minister, although he be say he dey Makini, but again the option say we will have you on the phone. But he says since you're a lawyer and he come up from legal people them, and the Attorney General go respond to now. Okay. Just a disclaimer, let people know say okay. We really want to forget you and the minister. So on our states, lots of issues and this conversation don't dey drag on for a while. We don't decide certain people don't be part of the debate. The mayor for the Freetown City Council don't come out. They don't put reason where in field say enough for divide Freetown. Lawyer society, waiting on our reasons.
I think the reasons are clearly stated. I mean, as always, we are people with the followed conversation. We attend a consultation with government. By the way, that's very, very good. The government want to do something and consult with the people. It's very good. I can always joke, say, most of the old laws they will get with the colonial masters they left Guinea, they write some of them at the cold winter in England and ship them, put them in a ship, bring them, nobody not ask anybody, then just toss laws down with throat. So it's good that we have a democracy where we leaders and they say, okay, one can consult you now. So I'll be attend one day. Unfortunate that the minister during in presentation may say something way anger the people who attend. We say, by the way, we not need for consult anybody. We just they do one no more because it's excellency don't ask we. Like, no, that's not correct. Consultation and a critical ingredient in democracy. So even if law not say you for consult na part of democracy. Accountability, you don't need for always write now law say you should be accountable. No, it's part of democracy, So that may be anger the people away attend. I was there. Miss Efieri, unfortunately, like who present. We take with them for listening the expert presentation. Unfortunately, no data was shared. No data. If you say, for example, you want to create multiple localities in Freetown, forget one city council, right? If you want to do that, you for show a reason why waiting the happen with the existing one, right? For example, with the give the existing one X amount every year. That amount say they're not use them well, right? So we think say mismanagement too much, so one for divide them, or we think say then just get an overcrowded administrators, etc., etc. Some of them data, but nothing all day. It was just like an essay presentation, like nothing all day. Also, if already councils and the complaints say they need give them the budgetary allocation, how do you create now multiple in the midst of crisis? That's the question. Already you get one for Western urban, one for Western rural, then they struggle. 9 months on, then they get them allocation. Then you want to create 5. It means say they can multiply the problems already that we have, and that's not fair. Una the complain say money no dynamic, una not give them subvention or budgetary allocation, but you want to create 5. So I want for do the maths. So nobody explain you the maths. How that mathematics go add up. 2, you can't provide for 2. 2, una not devolve the functions where local council and forget effectively. If una be don't do all of that, una they give them budgetary allocation timely, they know they perform. Una can come back and say we don't do everything. Then performance say under par. But no, we have a situation where una not they allocate, una not don't devolve them functions, though una one for can create 5. And during the presentation, again I say essay presentation because no statistical data not be available for all play with. Right? It was disappointing in my view. It was very disappointing that you get government people that we can convince people and for create multiple localities in a historic city. They not sit down and do their homework properly. Can we data way? Myself go sit down on my chair and say, wow, they did quite a good job. If people like for consider, it makes a good idea. But we sit down there like, are you done? Una done or this a preamble? So it felt like a preamble.
People don't see this like the same issues whether they happen between the APC and the SLPP.
Absolutely.
Do me or do you? When me say on turn come, I go do similar thing because all the opportunities where the media don't get for engage, even Liberty TV, when we engage the minister the other day on this issue, what thing they say was then just the implement waiting former President Kumar be one for do a been then handing over speech. And people on the link this to the creation of new districts them where the APC by then self been do coming with Karine and the other district them. So then why yourself one for do for their own political advantage. From what you see from the presentation where they go do na council, you think say na just for political advantage, then self they do these creations.
That's not the exact desire. I mean, the problem, Mabel and Khadija, we don't live so long na salo. We able see two politicians. When they cough, we know it in a one talk. When they start their sentence, we able finish. We know this is all about politics. Again, we've been opposed, where Renaissance been there, we've been opposed the creation of Karine and Falaba. Because at the end of the day, it creates advantage for APC. Now, me make APC being get more MPs them during the 2018 election. Now, me make SLPP being go na the same judiciary, go remove 10 MPs them. Use the courts for remove them. Which is, by the way, novelty. You know, usually if you get problem, they go do rerun. But to see a situation where the courts them in the council and them in the shape, people in the shape now, ballots, then give the next man. So quite clearly, them SLPP self don't come and say they want Panguma and Bandajuma, right, for equalize. But they're not stopped there now. And so they cannot the city now and divide. And we understand the political dynamics of the city. We understand. Well, I mean, politicians are not speaking to fools, so no, we might not have the same offices where they occupy, but I mean the depth of reasoning are the same. The understanding sharp. So we understand, we see through them. Because without data, there's no convincing that there's a need for slice up Freetown. There's no convincing. So this day with the service delivery, how? We get councillors. Then say for rich, can I make councillors exist? So quite clearly, as far back as 2004, they envisage the wards for be the lowest units of the local governance structure. So already councillors a day. Freetown City Council don't set up committees among councillors. So for like penetrate service delivery, you already get the structure. The problem is they might have to focus on the resources. So even the service delivery needs something for deliver. There's nothing to be delivered. So service delivery, because there's nothing to be delivered. So why you want for blame the people away they deliver, why you not give them the thing for deliver? So it's about the thing to be delivered, neither the problem. It's not about the person who do the delivery.
Whenever you listen to the Minister of Local Government talk on this issue, you go notice saying, I don't deal. No amount of talk, no amount of criticism go stop the decision. They are moving forward with it. Cabinets don't approve, just the wait for let it go parliament. And eventually, if you come and vote, it clearly shows the government they get the majority for let this decision happen and divide Freetown. Elections, they're around the corner. We don't the SLPP, they ask for power sharing. All of them things there, so they at play now. Put politically. Is it that the SLPP feel like then they lose grip of the people?
No, I think SLPP gets 1,000,001 problems within they face right now. That unpopularity in 2018 don't sink. They at an all-time low. I mean, we see some other regime them now towards the maybe the 90th to the 10th year, 90 popularity sink. But if you like say the SLPP government from the 3rd to the 4th year, before even the first time been done, that popularity they been on go down, and so the popularity just go down. So I think then they deploy every tool for make sure say they're able to create a political advantage for themselves. But I tell you, Khadija, I tell you, Mabel, I mean, there's always an end to a game. There's always an end to a game. Yaya Jammeh, in the Gambia, they felt they would rule forever. Gets other similar leaders across Africa where we feel say that they rule forever. You not for underestimate, the collective will of a people, especially when it comes to certain issues where you say no. And I think, by the way, if government really sincere about service delivery, I mean, the new constitution they come, some of the issues they want to put them to a referendum, let people vote on them. They'll see. But forcing issues, one issue after another down the throats, on the throats of the people might, one day you do them, and then, people would say, by the way, we're going to protest this. And by the way, I've always said that protests are a form of exercise of democratic rights. And I've written about it, it's in the public. The same way you get rights for letting you ballot paper, you get rights for protest. Me no ever don't condone violent protests, and I ever don't condone insurrection or any terrorist act, no. But the ability for let people gather, all them placards, ability for let people come on a streets on an issue, match the streets of Freetown and say no to the division of Freetown, the ability there for always there with the people. Because that's what we did in Renaissance, where we apply for permits and Ogiwi. We call for stay at home, walk to walk, Black Monday, different forms of protest. So I'm sure that the people of Freetown would look at this issue. If government say in any listen, because if you go do consultation, 99% of people and say no, you would go back to the president and say, Lord, reverse his cabinet's decision. Let we left him. If we truly want for do him, if a referendum they come on the new constitution, put them, let people vote on whether they can create multiple localities. If this issue is forced, I see a situation who say the people of Freetown might consider one or more actions, i.e. legitimately and democratically. It can be litigation, it can be a form of peaceful protest, just so for call government attention to say, no, this cannot be done. Una get for listen to the people that una they serve. Now the people in vote una and at them for be una masters them.
So in this case, if the Norfolk divide Freetown, although now I see the phrase on the change, you say not so divide and they divide Freetown, then just they can create new localities. Waiting at the better option we will say then rather do than bring in new localities in Freetown.
I think the better option is January, give them budgetary allocation and then devolve the function and then now audit them performance in 2 years. Give them all the way in at once. 2 years, go on audit. Go on audit. I mean, nobody no go ask for any excuse and give budgetary allocation in January, then devolve the functions. Let we now see, because most of the time where you complain, mayor go say that function they still in that ministry, they not devolve them. So they just they can't call we no more per something way quite clearly. But we all can feel say, oh now FCC now for the do Freetown City Council. Mayor they say no, that function they then still allow. Permit function na FCC for the give, but Ministry of Land still hold am. So we devolve the function where anything happen, we citizens now can sue Freetown City Council. We can sue them left, right, and center. Say they don't give them money, they don't devolve function. But until then, focus on delivery and then focus on devolution. Once you do that should be the focus. If them perform so well, then can get now surplus. We cannot remember say then the Freetown City Council don't get surplus now in the revenue mobilization, so much so that now we can create another, because money boku we can create. When money boku we create multiple, but money no they create multiple, the maths not the matter.
When we host the minister one of the things that will be the push towards some. Now for let's tell people with really not the benefits, we make it feel say if for create then localities there, so within Freetown, and for it just insist on development. We take my mind back to the time where the same SLPP government they push for the PR during 2023 elections. For them we believe say the PR system go bring in inclusion, the PR system go make side and way political party then feel like then strong goal and go get seats there. Elections done, the PR system and they use, but at the reverse, instead of inclusion, it just divide everybody.
And accountability low because you never know that I councillor anymore. You
nice. And other areas they have the complaints, they don't even get representation. But now Tambalamina they push an argument now for development now Freetown.
No, I think that's why I said the presentation be woeful, right? Woeful in a sense. If they say development, you will tell me say we want to create multiple localities because we think say we want to do one 30-story skyscraper in Eastern. It go be the administrative building with a build 14 hospital them. Now that locality they na get for take care of them one then. The plants and they na get for design. Nobody showed us anything apart from fanciful essay. And I say one brilliant JSS one student can put together, say, oh, then get multiple localities here in another city. Simple Google search go give you. That's all. That's the only thing we had. That's the only thing we had. That country they get 2, that city they get 4. We understand the political dynamics there. No. So then
you for say that kind of documents that the paper reach cabinet and cabinets agree for them, they approve them smoothly. Even prior notice not been dated to the people, and after we cabinets are approve, the people and get for noise surprise you.
Invite me on me comment on some of the papers that they come on cabinet. No invite me. I think some of the laws that we in the past they shake me it because people don't have time for this country. First time parliamentarians and they take them time for it. Nowadays parliamentarians they only then focus now out for benefits from them small packages where they can have parliament. I want no apologies. I say me I don't old enough now. When I turn 40, I say this country, we know they talk now shumu. No. At this age now, we're not so picking again. So some of the things that they pass, you look at them laws and they wonder say, really? They what they read, they get time for this country. Some of the policies some of the decisions the way they come off from cabinet. So quite clearly, then we get good cabinet, robust cabinet. Minister go present paper, they grill them. So much so that they even pass. You don't compare them.
With the kind of people they sit
again,
cabinet,
yes.
are you disappointed?
Again.
When you look at the brilliant young people, then they present themselves for big, well, you disappointed for some of their decisions there?
Professor we can deliver a talk on the elite bargain. Upon a law hub. Professor, I think from Bradford, some UK University or Oxford, talk about how the elites have for bargain in power. And then during the contribution, I spoke about how if na intellectuals we dey look for, Salon get an abundance of them from Harvard, then they boku.
Even the dangerously educated.
Then they
governance.
Then they boku from Harvard, from all these Ivy Leagues across the country. That is not the problem. You pull Polish Sierra Leonean we come out Stanford or Yale or Cornell. You bring them Canada. Once you baptize them with politics, all in sense they go. Then they see nothing again past political interest. These are guys we put in a class, then can match toe to toe with the intellectuals of this world. But bring them here, care them go na SLPP, care them go na APC, baptize them. Then they get the ideals and they anymore. So that's what we have in cabinet.
What do we gradually lost as a nation?
We don't lost that sense of patriotism. Now the loss, not to gradually self. I think we don't lost some spectacularly, right? And that's why for me sometimes I'm being very careful with opposition because, for example, where some people in opposition, all the wonderful ideas they criticize, for example, car powership. They criticize the toll gates. Maybe you think say the next moment where they can and they go dismantle toll gates physically uproot them. 30 days toll gates. In fact, they more increase themselves, or they increase them from 4 million to 10 million, right? They more increase, I think, from 40 million that we protest, right? So all of these they tell you say politicians are really in this country. They're not honest to the country. They're not like this country. So that's why folks will sit in cabinets rather than really put the country at top. They resist something them because if they're really good, robust cabinets, that's they pass so. But locality, I go ask certain questions and say no. The data not there. Because the data we present a cabinet, now that justification they bring to the people them. And say, look at the numbers. Look at the sheer volume of responsibility where FCC gets. We don't see say we audit and performance. We don't see say they're not able to deliver because they get so much. But FCC they complain say we not even get work because budget reallocation not there. So why you want for can divide, in the midst of crisis? So all of that one day, now then questions they need for them put in a cabinet. Now that make us say no invite me comment because some of the things that we they come out, remember say robust cabinets, therefore advise the president better than this.
All right, Augustine, I know say we supposed for left you earlier than now, but the conversation seemed very interesting. Now we don't see we don't see the mayor for Freetown, her worship Ivona Kisoya, who don't host us severally on this same creation of new localities. We don't host Kasho on this same thing. And we don't host the minister on the same thing. And then they go back in the media, like a battle between them now. Enough for B, if for B. But when we look at genuinely, then people are already in this conversation. Now we interest as people and then they push on their own political interest.
No, I think that sometimes and the way interest and they coincide. Right? And sometimes, and that's the problem sometimes for we activists them. Because sometimes in the way they do work as an activist, the one with the opposition and the benefit. Because naturally opposition in wants the outcome for a different purpose. You they do one for a different purpose. Right? But we're all too interested in the same outcome. So regardless of whether Mayor and Cashot and they want this for a different purpose, the fact of the matter is multiple localities not for day. Right? Politicians we always know say the ultimate motive motive now for let serve them political interests. But in this case, that motive there now and the outcome where other genuine people want are the same. So I don't think say we for fault them really. Right? The fact of the matter is if the SLPP government become with a serious narrative, data and convincing on the need, people away the neutrals will look at this and join their voice and say, oh, this is great, this is good. It's the same thing I said about the PR system. I said a good system of electoral governance. I said, but the problem is we don't mature it for them. And by the way, that's what was seen. And now I think, say, you looking back, everybody they say we not get that kind really strong parliament compared to the parliaments and before now. Somebody say perhaps it's the weakest parliament we've had.
What do you say?
All due respect.
What do you say?
The least said the better. The least said the better. I have enormous respect for the Speaker of Parliament. Enormous respect for the Speaker of Parliament. But I cannot say for the collective that way. I think say this parliament ought for them be better because of the PR system. Because the argument for the PR system now that the political parties will put them best of the best. No, political parties are not strong, so they not get the best of the best stuff. Waiting again at the one that we able to afford the way we politically support them financially, etc., and then put them at the list. So that's why we have a parliament that is so weak. With all due respect to leadership. So I join the people who don't make that comment about a weak parliament. It's a weak parliament.
All this at the end of the day, like you said, been say earlier, shared responsibilities,
Absolutely.
they come in all of this way they play. When President Biobi came in 2018, so many people being get this mentality, say him having a military background for able to fix certain things. What do you think say he missed throughout the period?
I had that mentality.
We make at this stage we the talk of all the issues. Yeah, he as a leader on top is.
Let me confess, and I'm an open book. I have said this. I have written about it. The only president where we don't vote for in this country, Namadabiu. I've written about it. The first where they go vote, where they arrest me when I vote that first round was KKY. I go vote for. Right? Where they arrest me and I vote, so I don't vote. Second round, I vote for Madabio. Because I just feel like we've been small, that military government, I love those guys with the dark shades and all thing. Don't mean like the human business aspect, but yeah, but all thing I mean see that bravado. So I felt like this is the man for like kind ensure say law and order day. Then I became disappointed. Mabel was April 2018. We announced the first cabinet. I went back and said, no, he's lost it. This is not the man. April 2018, I went back to my closet. Said, no, this is not the man. He's lost it. I don't know. As a young boy, I see him as one power heroes them. For democracy, you can kick APC government and power away, etc., etc. So I see him. So with all waiting,
the names the way you see, make you go back my closet.
The names them.
Cabinet. Yeah, the names the way you
cabinet.
Then people and they not be deserved for the day.
Political. It was so political. I thought that, and by the way, imagine.
Political or nothing capability they be the question.
I think it's both competencies. And imagine if. I've never had a private talk with him. Imagine President Biobi Nongiwi, Dr. Augustine Dembi from day one. Na health. Right? Imagine if President Bio from day one be not left energy na KKYN. Imagine. Right? I mean, we can disagree with Dr. Yunkela in choices, political choices. We can disagree with him. But if people like this short-term way energy don't dey na them players there and we don't hear a lot of shakes and movements. Where be people like before now me just stagnation within day with cow power sheep we don't the conversation. So imagine if we don't deploy the best of the best in 2018. Unfortunately, I think it's little too late in the day.
All right, many thanks.
Thank you.
I know say so many messages then there for you, but because of time, we just get for move and many thanks. We see the comments, everything. I should say, Mr. Marrah in quiet time go back and look at the comments and
I think it's right to give him flowers. So most of the messages and they commend you for being bold, for speak through super.
At this age, I can tell people.
It shows
Not a young man anymore.
Yeah.
It shows people don't they miss your voice and as today you don't make them clear say the ideology of Renaissance.
Lives on.
Yes, and when they revive them back.
Yes,
So people look forward for a reform, frequently, and especially on issues that we get expertise on for speak on them. So many thanks to all we watch and comment. Mr. Marrah go watch and comment them later. And some of the one them we ask questions. When I go reform them again very soon. And now they end this edition of the Breakfast Show. Many thanks to all. In Khadija Bangura, they say have a lovely weekend.
All right. Until we meet again, Mabel Kabade, so get a good weekend and goodbye.
Undeveloped city, then clean. All clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown. And today, I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hands. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let we start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, they make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So when you waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packets on tin. Not even a ground where you done. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they. There for you host dirty. Mean say if you pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. Not give you host dirty to them one way the Allah say clean salon, clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. Get for Karango now the one of the two official sites. They can go Kissy Bomber, they can go King Tom Bomber. It turns so, it left on the ground. And now we council get a problem, but you said get a problem. Because now front somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So wait you for do with your host dirty. We get the one then a council where we don't certify. Say then approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they a vehicle. You will get host, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution, everybody for make sure say their waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies. So you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And wait till we go do now as we come into this new year. Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them. For you, for no side and day, and for let themselves go to you, so that we not go get a gap. When you eat dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach, all the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money pan dirty business, the fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations. The illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money. I'm not going to say we're not going to spend anything, but we're going to reduce some. If Freetonians then do the right thing. Because we're not going to get for go clear illegal dump sites. We're not going to get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money will be spent now on dirty business, We go able put some pan development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improve the markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money where we use for dirty business. You and while we all make up we mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.